Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 131 and final game of Raise the Holte, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa. And today it is all about the Champions League final. It's our final game in charge, as I said. And after this, we will have, of course, our end of season awards and our goal of the season competition. So do stick around, win, lose, or draw the final here. But this is it. This is it. Okay, now a few things to catch you up on. First of all, let's see how our final game against Derby County went in the Premier League. This was our last game at Villa Park, and David Bergkamp opened the scoring from a tight angle from a Jack Grealish cross. And Blake Scully doubled our lead, again finishing our Jack Grealish delivery. So there you go, it was a good way to end at Villa Park, if not sort of as many goals as we maybe would have liked to have scored, having had 29 shots on goal. But David Bergkamp II and Blake Scully, fitting two of the young guys named after you, got the goals in this one. You can see we went with a weaker team, let's say. I didn't want to risk any of the Champions League players for this one. So that was good. Grealish had an absolute belting game, though, so that was good to see from him. And what that all meant for the final league table, our final year in charge, we can see here. Let's get to the bigger one. 93 points, well clear in the end of City, Everton, and Liverpool. So it's good for Everton breaking into the Champions League there. And fifth place Arsenal, for some reason, get there as well. Not quite sure why that is. But anyway, let's not worry about that. Now, in terms of the awards, if we have a look here, we can see that the team of the year, we had two players. Gaz Mosley was goalkeeper of the year, and Rodrigo got in down the left-hand side there. Not quite sure how he snuck in ahead of Antonio Marin, but that's okay. Let's not dwell on that too much. Now, we have a few injuries ahead of this game. Just a few. Turpey, Labadovic, Grealish, and Tonali are all injured. So that doesn't help. That really doesn't help things. We can see here, bigger strength. De Gea is very good in goal. You may not be able to see that behind my head, but that's breaking news. De Gea is a good goalkeeper. So this is it. Paris Saint-Germain, they're a Pep Guardiola coach team. They're a balanced playing mentality, a passing style. We kind of know what to expect from Guardiola's teams, don't we? We can see the way that's the formation we're expecting them to play. They did beat Manchester City at Manchester City 2-1 last time out. Oh, this is it. I'm so nervous ahead of this. I just really don't want to go out on a loss. But this is I have thought about this a lot. This is the team, the formation that we're sending out for the final. We're just going to be a little bit more cautious. We're just going to be a little bit more cautious. Now, the way we're playing this, I can't decide whether I want to keep the lines tight together or not. But with the DM, we'll spread them out a little bit. We're going to have a high line to try and stop them passing the ball near our goal line. We'll try and stop them passing out from the back. We're going to counter press. You can see it all here for yourself. We're going to look to exploit the flanks, play with a little bit of width. We'll leave ourselves somewhere to go with tempo there as well. But the team, it's Gaz Mosley in goal. It's Nepo, Rodrigo, Forster, and Kosic as the back four. It's AR in the DM role. This would have been Tonali, but he got himself injured. It's Leroy and it's Silla in midfield. Unfortunately, Grealish doesn't get to be even on the bench for this one, which is a big blow because I really wanted to have him sort of as backup. Injuries haven't helped, especially in midfield, I'll be honest. We're a little bit weak in midfield. It's Rashid and Rodrigo. Of course, Marin, we knew last episode he was injured. He was always out of this one, so that's another massive blow for us. We're going to go with Enrique up top. We do have Hughes on the bench. He's not match sharp necessarily, but I think playing this formation, we do need Enrique to be able to drop in and then sort of feed it out to our two wingers who are both massive goal threats. Silla and Leroy getting forward. I'm hopeful. So they're playing as expected, which is good. Now we're actually playing, you can see, at the Stade de France here. So it's essentially a home game for Paris Saint-Germain as well, which doesn't help us. But, I mean, it is what it is. We should challenge the team to pick up where they left off. We're in a good run. Let you go out there and impress me. Let's go with that. I don't want to put any extra pressure on them. Let's just keep it calm. Let's go out there and let's finish this series on a high. And here we go. Champions League anthem playing. Now, I should say, I did mention it last episode, we are going to do at least one more episode, I'm assuming it'll just be one, sort of simulating to the future to see how this team gets on without us. But one thing I am going to do is I'm going to sort of pick my team of the save. So if you guys have sort of an 11 that you think, I've essentially gone through and sort of picked my team already. But if what is your team of the save? Going all the way back to that promotion year in the championship, our best 11. It's a lot more difficult than I initially thought it would be. I have the advantage I can kind of go back and see sort of the past teams of the year. So it's like there's players that I kind of forgot that we had, to be honest. But yeah, let me know what you think our best 11 has been during the save. Not a classic so far in the final here, but you would kind of expect that. It's always going to be KG, isn't it? Let's maybe demand a little bit more coming into the break if we can, please, boys. We haven't had a shot on goal yet, which isn't ideal. But what we have done is we've stopped them from playing as well. All right. So that was short and sweet, wasn't it? I think. Okay, so it's got to be we're not pleased with that. And I think what we might look to do is we might just look to just raise this tempo ever so slightly, I think. I'm tempted to go attacking, but I don't want to sort of go too early on that one. We haven't really created anything, though. Well, we haven't, because we haven't had a shot on goal yet. It's an Aston Villa highlight, albeit just the kickoff. Come on, Silla. Let's see if we can start this half a little bit of magic. There's a cracking ball for Rodrigo. I don't know if we have anybody in the box. Rashid's getting in there. It's not quick enough. It's Enrique back for Silla. Here we go. Is this more than just a kickoff highlight, perhaps? In for Silla again for Rashid. Rashid looks at the space there for Kostic. Can he go? He can't get to the early cross. Just an under-hit pass. Just when I was starting to get excited as well. Come on, boys. Let's get creative as the highlight starts. Can we get off to a cracking start here in the start of the second half? It's a good ball for Rashid. Oh! Rashid, he's been a hero all year. He's 18th of the season, and he gives us the 1-0 lead. Now, unfortunately, I just hit get creative before that highlight starts, so we can't tell him to concentrate. But it was just a lofted cross from Enrique, and we know Rashid he's so strong in the air, which is what makes him such a dangerous goal scorer from wide areas. But there we go. It is 1-0 in the final. It's our... Oh, no, we had all the shots. What am I talking about? Paris didn't have any shots. So we actually put in a really good performance that first half. You're probably all looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about, Aussie Villain? So there we go. It was even better than I thought that first half. All right. Concentrate here, boys. Concentrate. Let's give it a concentrate. It hasn't been a classic final, but I tell you what, I, for one, am not going to care if we can get through and win this thing. We haven't won yet in regular time. It's always gone to extra time. It's always been penalties. It's always been just heart attack stuff. Let's maybe... it's probably a little bit too soon. Let's just be a little bit more disciplined here, though. And let's maybe just start and slow things down a little bit when Gaz has the ball in goal. We've got an apprehensive-looking Silla. We've got work to do from the corner. We did work on defending corners in training. And Gaz, what a claim that is from Gaz. Oh, excellent, excellent stuff. Forster, come on, boys. That doesn't look like it was the highlights. Nothing silly here, boys. Nothing silly. Rashid is... there'd be no more fit. Without Marin on the pitch, there'd be no more fitting player to score the winner, would there? Enrique nods it down for Leroy. Leroy for Rodrigo. Oh! We've done it now! 3 Champions League titles in a row, and what a way to end. What a way to end. Let's tell them to concentrate. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but it was a good ball. A testing ball, wasn't it, from Rodrigo. Down from Rashid. I can't talk. 12th goal of the year for Rodrigo. And that is surely that. It doesn't matter if it was offside, because it wasn't given. It's always onside. Never a doubt. Nice little ball from Leroy. Just Rodrigo pulling back into space. And, let's wait. Let's wait before we start celebrating here. Let's not throw it all away. Oh, Gaz is there. Excellent stuff. All right. Which youngsters can we bring onto the field? Let's see. Who's been with us for a while here? Brian Carlos has been with us for a while. Let's get him on here to celebrate the win. Who else have we got here? Turpey's injured, but he's been really good this year. Let's bring him on for Silla. And let's maybe do we do Blake Scully or Paul Walker? Paul Walker's been around for a while. Sorry, Blake. Yeah, let's bring Paul Walker on. And let's hope that we don't throw it all away here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're a minute over. Blow it up, ref. They're not scoring twice from here. Boys, we have done the three-peat of the Champions League. We are undisputedly, we've conquered world domination, haven't we? There we go. We've won the Champions League. We've won it in normal time. And that is... I'm just really, really happy. I'm really relieved, actually. Imagine if we'd ended this series losing the Champions League final. But we haven't. We've put in a really, really good performance. They've barely had a shot on goal the entire game. I don't think Gaz had anything to do other than claim a couple of corners. We weren't brilliant, let's be honest. But we were ruthless. That's what we were. And we've got the job done. And we're just a passionate, very well done, boys. Enjoy your success. Oh, that's a good way to end. Victorious Aston Villa celebrate famous quadruple. Now, what was the quadruple? Must have been the thing at the start. What was it? The Community Shield, the FIFA World Club Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, and the Premier League. There it is right there. So we didn't actually win. So it was the Super Cup. So there we go. That's not a bad season. 3 years in a row, though. Champions League honours. I enter. Well done to me. Livakovic hails a true Aston Villa legend. Are they referring to... Who are they referring to? They're referring to me. Well, there we go. I mean, Livakovic, we talked about Gaz Mosley. There's your other goalkeeper, I think, for the save. It's between those two, surely. The board are happy with a win. Look at that. 3 years in a row. Not many clubs have done that. It is tempting to come back for 4, isn't it? But we've secured our goal here. We've done what we set out to do. We are undisputedly now the best team in world football. And what a strike that was from Rodrigo, just quietly as well. And there we go. Guys, wait right there. We will be back. Look at all this money. Look at all this money. We will be back for the end of season awards. And it's going to be a party, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Aston Villa end of season awards. Hey, thank you everybody. Thank you. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. We're ready to begin. What a season. What a way to end the season. 3 times now champions of Europe. Premier League champions for 4th time in a row as well. What a squad of players we have here at Aston Villa. And undoubtedly the best team this club has ever seen. Let's give them a hearty round of applause. They deserve it. Well done, boys. You're legends, all of you. Alright, let's get to these awards. First up, it's the Golden Pen, awarded to the signing of the season. And this year it goes to someone who cost us 60 million from Southampton. He was worth every penny. It's Chris Hughes. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline. And this year, with 4 yellow cards, it goes to Richedley. It goes to Nepo. The next award is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to the player with the best pass completion. And this year it goes to one of our unsung heroes in midfield, with 91%, absolutely stunning. It's Sandro Tonali. The next award is the Golden Spoon, which goes to the man who feeds the strikers, the man with the most assists. And this year he had a stunning season, with 9 assists. It's Antonio Marin. And the next award is the Golden Anchor. This goes to the man that we can rely on, the player with the highest match average rating. And this year it was hard fought. There was a number of players in contention for it. But the winner with an average rating of 7.55. I hope you haven't sat down, mate. It's Antonio Marin. The next award is the Golden Soother, which is awarded to the baby of the team, the best young player. And this year, he has been a good player for us for a number of years, and it's good to see him getting some recognition. The winner of the Golden Soother, it's Bojan Kosic. And with the night rapidly winding down, it's time for one of the big ones. This time it is the Golden Boot, awarded of course to the player who has scored the most goals for Aston Villa this past season. And, well, we had 2 stars really, didn't we, when it comes to goals. But the winner, on less appearances with 18 goals, Antonio Marin. Now, before we get to naming the player of the year as voted by you, the fans, it's only right we take a moment to acknowledge this year's team of the season. If you direct your eyes up to the screen, you will see that the goalkeeper is Gaz Mosley. The back 4 are Nepo, Forster, Rodrigo and Kosic. The midfield duo is Super Jack Grealish and Alpha Silla. The wingers are Marin and Rashid. The number 10 is Pedro Enrique, and the striker is of course Chris Hughes. Well done, boys, all well deserved. Cracking season, congratulations. And now it's time for the big one, and it's my final act as Aston Villa manager. It is naming the fans player of the year. And this year, well, when you saw the season yourselves, we had a number of star players. But with 56% of the vote, this year, the winner, it's Antonio Marin. So there we go. That's all the awards handed out. Congratulations to Antonio and the rest of the winners. We're all winners this year. 3 Champions League medals. It's going to be a good night tonight, isn't it? But that's it. That's it for my time at Aston Villa. It's been the pleasure of my life managing this club. Truly, it has. Every single one of the players, fans, the tea ladies, everybody at the club, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of special award ceremony coming up here. Some sort of like a statue, maybe a stand named after me. No, nothing? Jack? Marin? What the f*** is this, guys? What the f***? I put my heart and soul into this club. You won't even rename a f***ing bar after me. This is outrageous. Enjoy your evening, everybody. I'm out of here. So there we have it, end of season awards done for the final time. It's a little bit sad, to be honest, but Antonio Marin, I think, a very well-deserved player of the year. 56% of the vote ahead of Rodrigo with 19% and Rashid with 15%. I think Rashid deserved a little bit more respect from that, to be honest, but that is what it is. Let me know who you think. I know there was comments last time. I agree. It was either Marin or Rashid, and I almost wish we could give a joint trophy because they were both brilliant this season. Goal of the season was given by the game by Antonio Marin. We'll come back to that in just a second because we have our own competition. I'll be honest, this will be one of the ones you can vote for. It's not one of the ones I would have picked, so bear that in mind. But signing of the season was Chris Hughes. He actually did quite well in the end, didn't he? I think he got 16 goals, 17 goals, 16 goals in the end, so 1 in 2 man. I think as we sim through the future, I think we'll find he'll become a good player for Villa. So 60 million for him, signing of the year. Kosic at 23 was the young player of the year. Goal scorer was actually a joint award between Marin and Rashid. Marin got it from less appearances. Marin was also the highest match average rating. He also had the most assists. Tonali was the best pass completion. He's a little passing machine in there, 91% for Tonali. Most player of the match awards, not something we give out on the night, but the 3 stars, Marin, Rodrigo and Rashid, all had 7 in that one. Nepo won the golden card with 4 yellow cards. David Bergkamp tried his best, but he just had the 1 red card, so unfortunately for him, he couldn't get the golden card this year, and you can see the team of the year there. I don't necessarily have any big complaints with it. It could have Grealish, it could have been Leroy, it could have been a couple of others that we have in there. It could have been maybe Tonali, though he wasn't too solid this year. But yeah, overall, I think that's probably is just about our best 11 for the year. Now, in terms of our what the game gave us our best 11 during our time at the club, this may help you if you want to select your best 11. This is it here. So it's Gaz Mosley in goal. It's Bree, Rodrigo, Chambers, and Nepo. Grealish and Silla. Rashid, Almeida, and Rodrigo on the left. Lab up top. No Marin, which surprises me a little bit. But you can see on the bench we have Moreira, which is an outrage because that should be Livakovic in my opinion. Aya, Kosic, Marin, Tonali, McGinn, and Junpi, remembering all the way back to Junpi. So that's sort of our game's best 11 and the reserves. But yeah, there you go. Let me know who you think our best 11 has been, and I'll do mine next episode when we come back and start simming ahead. Season review, we won the Champions League, we won the Premier League, we won the FIFA World Club Cup, we had a bit of a disappointment in the FA Cup, we won the UEFA Super Cup, we lost the West Brom, that's disastrous, isn't it? And we lost to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup and Community Shield respectively. Match of the season, the 6-0 demolition of Leicester, the match to forget, that 2-0 defeat at home to Everton. That was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? Villa Park sold out week in, week out. I mean, that would just be what would happen, wouldn't it, if this was happening in real life? And 31 players used. Yet again, the Aussie Villain Trophy comes back to me with most players used in the Premier League. The side of 2021, where are they now? I'll leave that there if you're interested. A couple of names from the past there as well. Mobida was a good player for us, wasn't he? Who else have we got here? Maddie Target, Bree, Holgate, Callum Chambers, of course. Borja, oh, was he disappointing? We thought we'd signed a star in him, didn't we? Livakovic, Harry Cochran is at Birmingham City, you dirty bastard. And Lazar Markovic as well, who had a couple of good years there for us. Remember when I couldn't decide if I wanted to keep Lazar Markovic or play Rashid? That seems like a silly conversation to have now, doesn't it? Squad dynamics, this is how we leave the team. Grealish, Marin, and AR as the team leaders. Everything's very happy, but you'd expect that given how things have gone. And there's not really anything else here. We've got some Champions League awards. Here we go. So Mbappe was the Golden Boot winner, just ahead of Rashid with his 8 goals. 15 goals from 12 games for Mbappe. That's impressive, isn't it? And let's have a look here. Players in the Dream Team. Gaz Mosley in the Champions League Green Team, along with Kosic, Rodrigo, Rashid, Silla, Marin, and Hughes. Finally, we get a little bit of respect in the Dream Team. I like that. The Champions League award winners. So Gaz Mosley was goalkeeper of the year. Well done to him. Rodrigo came in 3rd in defender of the year. Absolute clean sweeper midfield. Look at that. Rashid, Marin, and Silla, and Chris Hughes came in 2nd in the forward of the year or striker of the year as well. So that just leaves us now with goal of the season. So what's going to happen here, if you haven't seen one of these before, there'll be a little compilation with the Marin goal. And again, I apologise, it's not one I would have chosen. But that and 3 others that I deem worthy of goal of the year. At the end of the video, there'll be a little eye at the top of the screen up there. Click on that to vote for your favourite. But before that, we have a few honourable mentions. Maybe not goal of the season, but definitely worth a second look. So enjoy those. That's it. Our time at Aston Villa is done. We'll be back. There'll be one more episode where we'll sim ahead, see how the team gets on without us. Will Marin, will Silla, what will they go on and do? Will any of them win FIFA World Player of the Year? They've got to be a chance. Rashid. I'm really excited to actually see what does become of this squad once we leave. But until then, guys, open on everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the series. Take care. Here are our top 4 goals from the 26-27 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.